Imagine for a moment that you're at your city's local high school on a Friday night. The parking lot's packed with cars like a can of sardines, and everyone's single-filely getting into your school's auditorium. And as everyone's taking seats, all the lights are dim except for the stage where the curtains are closed. And it's brightly lit behind it, but you don't know what's behind there. So as everyone takes the final seats, the lights dim down completely, and you're left in pitch blackness. Then the curtain pulls apart as you see your child's performing arts group taking the stage to perform what they've worked hard over for months. You're mesmerized as they perform piece by piece, and at the end of the performance, you and the rest of the crowd stand and give them a standing ovation as you praise them for their hard work. Unfortunately, more and more schools don't get this opportunity. More and more schools are getting rid of fine arts programs in schools, and more people are losing out on this vital learning experience. After being a part of a performing arts group for many years, and after doing some research, I believe that we need more active support for our local schools' fine arts programs, because fine arts programs are necessary for children to experience quality education, and they need more support than they're getting. And for the rest of this presentation, I'll go over the problems that schools are facing, and I'll provide a simple solution that will help your local schools keep their programs going around for years and years. The problem that schools are facing these days is that they're not getting enough financial support from the community as well as from school administrations. Big reason for this, again, receiving funds from the community. Many schools get their funds from passing district levies throughout each year or whenever they run short on funds. In fact, just this past year, 29 schools in the state of Ohio lost renewal levies. Now, that may not seem like a whole lot, but in retrospect, that's well over thousands of kids who are missing out on these programs. Another reason fine arts programs are getting cut is because more and more money is going to math and science programs at schools. Again, that's because in today's society, more and more math and science heavy careers are in demand. According to U.S. News, the top 10 careers in highest demand are either in the medical field or in computer technology. One requires extensive medical knowledge as well, and the other one requires high skills in both math and science and technology. Because these jobs are being demanded, more schools are putting money into math, science, and computer technology courses rather than the fine arts programs. However, what people don't realize is that fine arts programs are very beneficial to overall education. According to the National Association of Music Merchants, the influence fine arts education helps to foster academic excellence in other core subjects such as math, science, English, and social studies. So what can we do to aid this problem? What can we do to fix it? It's really easy. All you have to do is do your part and support fine arts programs at our local schools, and there's plenty of easy ways to do this. Now, in a survey that I sent over the class, 80% of you said you would either maybe support your local fine arts programs at your local schools, or only if it were convenient for you. More said they would if they had a relative who was involved in the fine arts programs. Regardless of whether or not you know someone involved in one of these programs, it's very important that we do our part in supporting these programs so they can keep going. By supporting our fine arts programs, we can give future generations a well-rounded education and actually help improve their chances of getting into better colleges and getting better careers. In fact, according to Art in Action, SAT scores for students who studied the arts for 4 years were 103 points higher than students with no coursework or experience in fine arts. That's quite a big difference. That could be the difference between getting into a regular public university or getting into a private college. Now, there are plenty of ways to support your local fine arts programs. The easiest is just to go to a local school's performance. It's super simple. You can go onto your school's website and find the dates of upcoming performances. pick a date, and on the night, go to that performance. You can take some friends with you, make it a group event. Some schools will charge a small entrance fee, and this can be anywhere between $5 and $8, and other ones won't charge a cent. At both types of events, you can look at the brochures and at the programs that are offered, and there will be information on how you can donate to these programs or if you want to volunteer. All proceeds at these events go to funding the programs at these schools. The most important thing to keep in mind is that going to these performances can help these students achieve a better education and will help refine their experience throughout school. Just imagine for a moment what it would be like if all kids had fine arts programs as well as their core subjects. ACT and SAT scores would be higher. Students who might not be fit to play sports could use these programs and find their niche in performing in fine arts, performing in bands, choirs, and theater arts. On a more personal level, when I was in middle and high school, I performed in choirs and I also performed in my school's theater troupe. And through these groups, I've made some of the closest and best friends that I could ever have been fortunate enough to meet. Without these programs, kids would not be able to find their niche in school and wouldn't be able to receive the same quality education as someone who goes to a school with fine arts programs. So in this speech, I've showed you the problem many schools today are facing with cutting fine arts programs due to lack of attention or due to more focus on other important programs. And I presented you a way to help keep these programs in schools. It's crucial to keep these programs around for the sake of improving a student's quality of education as well as helping them develop socially. And so if you have a son or a daughter, a niece, nephew, grandchild, what have you, please take the time to make the first step and go see their performances at their high schools. And even if you don't have any relatives, that's perfectly fine. You can still consider seeing a local school's performance. Again, the goal is to help keep these programs in place. Finally, I would like to leave you with a quote from Jim Henson, the famous television producer and puppeteer well known for creating the Muppets. As he makes mention of music and its importance in everyday life. Music is an essential part of everything we do. Like puppetry, music has an abstract quality which speaks to a worldwide audience in a wonderful way that nourishes the soul. Thank you.